Quality, service, atmosphere. You're next in the chair. Feel at home in the Barbershop. Gbush offers a fresh cut on sports. The Barbershop isn't just grooming for guys. It's culture, it's lifestyle, it's sports. And it's now the Barbershop is giving the sports scene a sheer shave and shine. Join the makeover now. Follow Garrett Bush at Gbush91 on Twitter.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Gbush back again with another recap in NFL playoffs. New Orleans Saints versus the Minnesota Vikings. This one was a controversial one. Before we get into that, definitely go ahead and check out the Barbershop gear at shopfifthmerch.com. Hoodies, hats, cell phone cases, shoes, book bags, all the above, letter D. Go ahead and check out that shopfifthmerch.com. As always, man, if you like this video, please share, like, subscribe to the Barbershop on Facebook, the Barbershop, Gbush91_ Barbershop on Instagram. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also, please go ahead and definitely check out the radio show on 92.3 The Fan, WKRK. If you're a local, local person who definitely is watching definitely watching or likes radio, or if you're a local guy and you want to get in touch with the show. Also, if you can't get in touch with the show and you're local and you're not local and you're all around the country, don't fret. You can listen to me anywhere in the country. All you got to do is download the radio.com app. And you can also use the rewind feature, where if you miss a show, you're busy, you're out running errands, don't have access to a radio, you can also use the rewind feature, where you can actually rewind the show live radio. You can rewind it up to 24 hours, and you can listen to the show on the radio.com app. So go ahead and definitely download that and listen to the show, The Barbershop. So let's get into this. This was one of the most controversial playoff games, and it's definitely something that I wanted to definitely get into. This is, for me, this is a passionate topic, and I'm not going to get too much into the game, because I think the game, we all saw what happened. You see that Minnesota wins this game in overtime, and they win the game 26-20. And before we start, I'm gonna give Minnesota credit for the situation. They did make some plays, and I think Kirk Cousins to Adam Thielen, he made a big throw. I think Minnesota, who was struggling just a tad bit going down the back stretch of the season, they played really well in the first part of the season, but they lose a couple games. The last game they lose to the Packers at home. I think they struggled a little bit. If you were to ask them, they struggled a little bit and didn't have the second half of the season that they would have liked to in the first half. But I give them credit. They came into a very hostile environment. You look at the Saints in that dome. You look at what they are traditionally able to do from that standpoint, and they came in there and got a win. Came in and got a dub. I think that the Minnesota Vikings really came in there ready to play, and I commend them, and I'm not taking nothing away from them. But for me, the overall topic, and for me, the overall theme of this situation is, I can't help but feel sorry for the the Saints fans and the Saints in general, because for me, this is 2 years in a row that y'all got robbed. And from my perspective as a person who covers the Cleveland Browns for a living, I do the Browns pregame show for the Browns radio network. I know what it feels like when you feel like you're not getting any calls. And from Bottlegate with us to, there's been multiple times where it's just Google Cleveland Browns and in the word screwed. Just go ahead, Google Cleveland Browns screwed refs or Cleveland Cavs screwed refs, and it'll come up line after line after line, evidence after evidence after evidence of what the heck are the refs talking about? What are you guys looking at? How can you guys not feel how'd you miss that call? And for me, I can sympathize with you guys, because these calls 2 years in a row are the most egregious things I've ever seen. And for me, a player, as a guy who's played football before, to me, I just truly believe that it's getting to a point right now where, and no disrespect to the people that's involved, you know, every time you say no disrespect, the disrespect is coming, right? There's too many fantasy football people in the game. For real. You know, I don't even really consider myself part of the media. Because to me, I mean, I played Division I football. I played at Ohio University. And for me, I've been in the media 10 years, but I don't even consider myself part of the media because the media says and does some of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Like if you go watch ESPN or Fox or any of these outlets and you got guys who've never really played the game and even some guys who have played the game, what happens is, you know, they get in the game and they sit up here and talk this jargon and even the guys who played, they get brainwashed into starting to talk like the rest of these guys who've never played before. And it's like, you got hired as a color analyst to tell it like it is, to get the player's perspective. You didn't get hired to get up there to start talking like a novice and to start sugarcoating stuff and to start talking in this dumb voice. Like, you don't talk like that. You know, I just think they have their opportunities to win the football game. They have their opportunities to win. And, you know, sometimes you look back at the game and what really comes. Listen, shut up. Like, you know, that's why they rarely get guys that put on the stage. They rarely get guys that are Hall of Famers and put them up there. Because Hall of Famers, all pros, guys that are really, really good, that have played at the top pinnacle of their game, you can't bribe them. No producer, no higher up, no manager, no CEO, none of the higher up on radios or television, it has any sort of pull or effect on a Hall of Famer. They can't be compromised. They're like, man, I was a professional athlete. I was an 8-time Pro Bowler. I got a gold jacket. Some dude that got his mark by being a radio hack or some sort of fantasy football dude is going to tell me how I should feel about the game because I know more about the game than you'll ever know in my pinky finger. You can't be bought. So very rarely you have guys at the top of the food chain who sign up for these jobs because they can't be compromised as far as their integrity and as far as their intellect and as far as their opinion on the game. So what's happening now is there's this narrative going around where anytime somebody makes a bad call, anytime an egregious call happens, there's always somebody who's willing to get on a microphone to say, oh, well, they had the opportunity to win in other places. That didn't really cost you the game. They had opportunities, but they just didn't capitalize. They just didn't do this. They had opportunities. You remember in the first half, they missed a field goal in the first half. So, you know, they called that was bad in the last 1 minute of the game. Really had nothing to do with them losing because they had ample opportunities to do something about losing early on in the game. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. If you telling me I go into the hospital, right? Because I elected to play football. I got hurt playing football. Right now, I got 3 herniated discs in my neck. That degenerative process happened because I played football. It was my choice to play football. But that was 10 years ago. 12 years ago when I got out of college. But the root of that was I got hurt and the root was from me playing football. I go see a doctor. The doctor say, okay, let's have surgery. I go in and have surgery. The doctor makes an error. I have surgery and I have complications where I'm either paralyzed or I die because the doctor made a gross error and it was on him. And because of him, I am paralyzed or I die. My family or me, myself, sue him for malpractice. Can he then go to a judge and say, Well, I know that the reason why, he's paralyzed or whatever, yeah, I did do that. I did kind of make one faulty error, and it was egregious of what I did. But really, it really wasn't up to me. I mean, if he would have never played football earlier in his life, then he would have never been there to start with, right? He would have never had those 380 discs because he had an opportunity to turn down football 35 years ago. In the beginning, he would have never even been here. So forget what I did. Forget what I just did just now. Has no bearing. I should be exonerated from that because he had an opportunity to never be in this position to start with. No. How dumb is that? No judge in America would take that as an excuse. He'd look at him and say, I'm going to need you to take 2 seats now, sir, and be quiet. Because at the end of the day, your malpractice has nothing to do with what happened 10 years ago. We're trying you for what you did right now. So what somebody missed a field goal? So what you didn't score on every single play? Does that mean that a team has to play perfectly throughout the whole entire game? And if you miss a call, your blanket situation is, well, you didn't play perfectly. If you didn't play perfectly, it's your fault. If you'd have played perfectly, you'd have had nothing to worry about. You'd have beat them by 100 points, and that pass interference call that I missed in the back of the end zone in crunch time on the last play of the game that cost you the game, guess what? Would have never happened. It's the most unlogical, stupid, garbage conversation. It just makes no sense. And now that is the most bogus talking point that every lazy media hack is using. And you know why? They're hacks. Because they've never done anything. They don't do anything. They think everything comes down to analytics and fantasy football. Everything on the field is a binary issue. It's either black or white, and how many points is it worth, and what is this going to happen? That's what it always comes down to now. And so when you see the Kyle Rudolph blatantly push somebody off, and you don't want to call it, instead of you saying it was a bad call and everybody in America can see it, you tell the other team, well, you should have made plays early in the game. It's egregious at work. It's just totally egregious. And this is what makes people... I'm not a conspiracy theory guy. I'm just not. But one of the problems why I got an issue with people talking about gambling and why gambling should be illegal and why the NFL has an issue with conduct and gambling and all this other good stuff is because when you let stuff like this happen 2 times in a row, this just goes to show you why everybody, you fan the flames of conspiracy theories because you let this stuff happen every single year and you never hold accountable for it. You say, my bad, and keep it moving. I can tell you don't want to change anything. The reason you don't want to change anything is because the NFL is making billions and billions and billions of dollars. And a simple remedy would be, hey, if we're the best league in the world, if we're the top league in the world, and we're the league that is what everybody aspires to be, from the UFC to the NBA to MLB to the PBA to the PGA to every other league. If this is the way, this is what everyone looks upon, how to be great, how to market your players, how to have parity. If this is what everyone's looking to, tell me why you got all that money, yet and still you don't have full-time refs. It can't be the money. It can't be the money. Because it's not like you're spending the money anywhere else. Let's be clear. You have a salary cap, right? The only position on the field that you're really playing is a quarterback. Everybody else is subject to not getting paid at all. Let's not act like contracts are guaranteed, because they're not. Let's not act like they can't come back to players and say, I think you're making a little too much. I want you to take a pay cut or we're going to cut you. Let's not act like the only thing you're getting is a signing bonus. Let's not act as if they put you on a rookie deal for 5 years and grossly underpay you for 5 years. Let's not act like positions like running backs, they have you under a rookie deal for 5 years. And then when you're under a rookie deal for 5 years, they didn't get you to the second contract and say, ooh, I'm sorry. You know, running backs are marginalized. You've carried the ball way too many times, and we think you're going to get hurt. And on top of that, you're 28. That means you're an old man in running back years. Oh, and I forgot. The prime of your career was when you were in college and you were playing for somebody else for free. Because we got a rule that says you got to play until you're a junior. We need you to make some of our buddies a lot of money. We need you to make our college friends at the NCAA a lot of money. So we need you to work till you're about 22, 23. Waste about 2-3 years of your earning potential. So then we can sign you to a rookie deal. So that puts you about 5 years if you're a first round pick. 4 years maybe tendency. And if you outpace or outperform your contract, we got you under 5 years of a nice deal. And then when you're done with that contract, that puts you about 26, 25, 26, 27. And now we done ran you in the ground if you're any good. And you still not getting no money. And you'll never see a second contract because guess what? I can still go get another running back for cheaper later with less injuries, with less mileage, and we'll do the whole process over again. So let's not act like you're paying anybody's pension because y'all fight those guys in court to pay senior citizens for any of their pensions. So the least you can do is pay refs. The least you can do is pay the referees. And you only making them pay, you telling them they gotta go get other jobs. They ain't even full-time. So you can't be telling me that you're trying to figure this out. You're not. You're not trying to figure nothing out. Not at all. You're not at all trying to figure anything out. Blatant pass interference. And at the end of the day, wouldn't you want to abstain from even the visual or even the sight or the smell test of the Saints getting screwed? I would have a memo that said, listen, if it's even close with the Saints, they should have had a memo out to any official that said, listen, if this game is close and it looked like the Saints is about to get screwed over, y'all better have a huddle, a powwow, a sleepover, hold hands in the middle of the field. I don't care if you got to run that back 16 times. Y'all better get the call right. But you didn't do none of that at all. After the backlash y'all got last year, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Once again, unacceptable. And this is the problem I got with the league. It's the problem I got with the league. Because you're arrogant. You're arrogant in the way you deliver rulings. You're arrogant in the way that you go about your business. You're arrogant in the way that you're flippant about what the fans is thinking. And you're arrogant in the way that you present your ideas and you present the way you go about saying that, oh, this is what happened. This is how it went down. So take it or leave it. At the end of the day, man, if you're the Vikings, of course you're going to take that. Of course you're going to take that victory. You're going to get on the team bus or jet, and you're going to get the hell out of Dodge before they change their mind. But at the end of the day, it just goes to show you that, everybody has this groupthink thing. And everybody, instead of just doing their research, instead of everybody, looking with their own two eyes and saying, look, man, that's obvious pass interference. I'm sorry, bro. It is what it is. You can't justify it. You can't sugarcoat it, and you can't do nothing. But I blame these dudes on the TV more than anything. I just can't. It almost makes the game unbearable and unwatchable because it's so obvious that anybody that's on TV with the playoffs is totally in the bag with the league. The league must have already sent threats out to these dudes. Don't you talk about us. I mean, the way they just twisting pretzels and just just twist and contort themselves to line up with the company policy for the NFL, and that's on ESPN, that's on CBS, that's Fox, that's all these dudes. Spreading it even. Oh, well, they had their opportunities, had their opportunities to do, to make some plays there. No. If you make a terrible call, unequivocally, you can cost somebody's game. Just like if you make a terrible decision, if in your life, one bad decision in your life can change your life, somebody else's life for the rest of their life. That's the way it works. One bad decision, one bad comment, one bad anything in life can change everything. So stop acting like, for some odd reason, that you can't make a call and your team can't lose. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Get these fantasy football dudes off the sticks and actually let's get back to these football cats that's actually telling the truth at the end of the day. Hey, man, as always, man, it's your boy G Bush. Hit like, hit subscribe, and if you like the content and you want to see more videos, I appreciate it. Let's get to that. And also, shop Fifth Merch, shopfifthmerch.com for the barbershop gear, for the barbershop shirts, and let's keep it moving. Peace.
Hey friends, it's Garrett Bush, but most of you know me as G Bush, the host of the hit radio show The Barbershop on Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan in Cleveland, Ohio. As I travel and interact with fans of the show in Northeast Ohio and all around the country, I always get this same question. Yo, where can I get this barbershop gear at? Well, the wait is finally over. I am happy to announce that the barbershop merchandise will now be available online at shopfifthmerch.com. The shop will also feature the latest clothing, hats, shoes, and accessories from the barbershop. Yeah, I did say that right. The barbershop even has its own shoes. Crazy, right? ShopFifthMerch.com has a little bit of something for everyone, including women's and children's apparel. The site also features other new wave brands like 62 Degrees and Sucre Morado. Remember, the barbershop isn't a place, it's a feeling. Join the movement today and grab your gear. You've been locked in with G Bush in the Barbershop. Feel free to take a look at some of our other videos linked here, and also subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our updated content coming out regularly. Thanks again for listening.